Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you're at, whenever you're watching this video. Thanks for joining in and watching another coin roll hunting video. I'm actually really excited about this. Went to the bank and picked up 10 rolls of quarters, 10 rolls of dimes, 10 rolls of nickels. I always ask for pennies. They only give me $1 worth, 2 rolls of pennies at a time, so I'm not including those in this hunt. But what they did give me, she had 1 roll of half dollars. And I already went through that roll because I saw the ender was a proof ender. And I will try stitching that in because it was in a vertical versus landscape, blah, 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 editing mess. We'll see if I can include that in this one, but that was the only roll she had. But because there were proof enders and NIFCs in that roll, I'm hoping the same person that turned those in turns these in because they are customer repped, and hopefully we'll have some good finds in here. So I'm not going to bother with weighing any of the nickels, of course, because you just never know. They are all the same wrappers here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's just take a look, see what kind of uh, coins we're going to get out of this, and then I'll just do the one to look at here live with you guys, and that's looking pretty standard. Nothing in particular on this, so we'll just do this real quick. 71's the oldest there, 76. Let's see here, 76. And of course, I'll go through off camera to look for any varieties. We're looking for just anything 1959 or earlier. Any of the lower mintage San Francisco proofs, and nothing in that. So this might be just a modern circulated roll. I'm doing this quickly for you guys. And hopefully that looks in a little older, 63. I'll pull that to look for any of the doubling. 64, that's a Philly. All right, nothing of excitement in that roll. I'm going to get going on these other 10 rolls, and I will bring you back in for any finds along the way. All right, folks, here we are halfway through the box of nickels, and I thought I'd bring you in for these. The first one that came up is this nice looking 2020p. This focus is killing me here. There we go, 2020p. The reason why I say this is interesting of a find, I don't do this often, but it was enough when I flipped it over, it caught my eye, is take a look on the right side of the, oops, wrong one. Let's pull this one out and increase the size for you. Take a look right to the left side of the Monticello there. We've got a little cud, beginnings of a die crack. It looks sort of like something's hanging off to the side. That is a minor error. I don't know if it brings anything into the side, but it was enough. It caught my eye when I was looking at the coin, so I thought I'd bring you in on that one. All right, let's get this all fit back there. The other find, which was somewhat significant, was this one here. This is a 1953, but what makes this one significant is that is a San Francisco mint. So the 1953 San Francisco, only 19 million of those were minted. So that is a lower coin. Not the best of condition, very slick, no steps, nothing to write home about, but it's nice for a low mintage coin. Of the other finds in the first 5 rolls here, we have a 1946 Philadelphia. We have a very dirty 1956, and that's a Denver Mint. We have a 1957, also Denver Mint. Those are very common. And we have a 1958 from the Denver Mint. So very common coins, 56, 57, 58. 46, again common, and then just the one lower mintage. So I will put these aside and bring in for the summary of the 10 rolls. All right, folks, here we are, finished up the nickels. Nothing really new. We only had 2 more finds in those last 5 rolls. We have something going on with our focus here. There we go. We have a 1957, and That is a Philadelphia. So we got the set there 50 for 57. And we have this beautiful, shiny 1969 San Francisco to add to my San Francisco collection. We got some steps, but not full steps, but that's just a great collection or great condition coin. So that's it for the nickels. I'm just going to shift these up here. Here's our dimes. I did weigh them lowest to highest. This one in particular is at a 111, so this is going to be missing a dime. Almost guarantee that one. And then this one over here I put at the end. That is a nice new shiny roll. I had to look at that, but that is all 2020 Philadelphias. So I'm probably not going to open that roll out. We'll just take a look. Our focus again here is predominantly silver, but in this case, I just want to make sure. All right, let's try this again where this doesn't explode in my hands and I'm not interrupted with a phone call here. So let's do this count. Let's do this real quick and not be too distracted. 40. Well, that is not short, so that has enough. That just weighed really light, so I'm going to be curious to see what coins are in there. We'll go to the other end of the extreme. This is the heavier one. They were all weighing around 114 and a half, 114.4, and that's this probably just because of these heavier rolls. But we'll take a quick look at this. Either way, they're looking well circulated. No shiny silver edges. So I will go through these dimes and bring you in for the summary unless we have something fun along the way. So not surprisingly, we had nothing for the dimes. So now we're going to get on the quarters. I did weigh these out. We've got two different types. This lighter to heavier, but again, those are those type wrappers. So those are just naturally going to be heavier. So let's take a look at this one first. I'm only going to do the one roll with you. I'm going to just work my way down and bring you in for any finds along the way. And right there, I don't want to do that, but yeah, take a look there. See that edge? That's something different. Got a couple newer edges, worn edge. Let's take a look at what this has. Oh, that is just missing the reeds. That is a 1997. Flip that over and oh my gosh, take a look at that shine on that one. All right, this is definitely a laundry machine coin there. That must have gotten caught on something. There's nothing on the sides. Barely see those reeds. And nothing left of that eagle. Take a look at the shine on that thing. You could even see a lot of the scrapes and the markings on that. Something got a hold of that. Wow. That's a fun character piece. We'll keep that one aside. Let's see here. Got a couple new ones here. Newer, shinier edges. Let's see what we're looking at. We got a Philadelphia, Utah. That's a good side for Utah. Philadelphia, Everglades. All right. I'm going to go through these. I'm going to look for any kind of errors, varieties. We're going to look for any kind of doubling that comes across. And I will bring you in if there are any finds along the way. I should have done this roll with you guys fully live other than just that first find of that shiny. Take a look at this. This just popped up. We found a West Point. That is a beautiful Salt River Bay 2020. And yes, it's got a little bit of circulation and chatter to it, but I mean, man, that's got some good condition overall. That's a West Point. That's a win for this hunt, and this is still the first roll. This last couple, now I'm curious. Effigy 73. Okay, so those aren't anything in there, but we do have a West Point. Bring in for the next find. All right, folks, here we are on the last two rolls number 9 and 10 here. So I thought I'd bring you in, do these together. We've got a couple pile here of some finds along the way. I will bring you in for those once we get through these. So let's take a look at this first roll. And take a good look at that. And do you see what I see? What is with that focus? See it right there? Bring that in a little bit closer for you. See if I can get that lighting just right. Right there. That edge is different. Let's take a look. And we have a 1948. That is silver. Let's see if there's a mint mark and flip. There is no mint mark. So a 1948 Philadelphia. That is silver. That's the first silver quarter I have found in months. So that is nice to see that it's out there. Add that collection there. Let's see what else we have here. So some nice conditioned coins. And we'll just say these are our finds. So in order, if I can remember this correctly, we had that nice looking West Point. There is your W, West Point, and that is the Salt River Bay West Point. Add that to the collection. Then we came across this Philadelphia, and that is the Hawaii Volcanoes. I did keep that. This one I don't get to see often. That's 2012. That is a lower mintage, just like that other 2010. We had that 1997. Just that really beauty of an edge there. What's happening with my camera there? Had that funny wear pattern. That thing got sanded down, dryer coin, whatever that is. And then that roll number 9 brought it in 1948 Philadelphia. That is silver. So that is the winner of the finds. And focus, there we go. All right. So thank you guys for sticking to the end of this 10 roll hunt. Let's see here if I still have any of the other finds. We had some pretty good nickel finds. We had that 57. Beauty of a 69. Let's see if I could find all of these. 46 plain, 57 Philly, 56. I don't know why that one's there. That's a 2020. Oh, yeah, that 2020. Probably have the scope out for that. That 2020 here had that. Come on, focus in. Had that little extra cud on the side there. Beehive, whatever you want to call that. Right off there. Focus on the one in front of you. There we go. So that was that little cut error on that one. And then we did have that 1953 lower mintage San Francisco. So those were the key finds of the nickels. No dimes. And I did do pennies. So thanks for making it all the way to the end here, folks. I really do appreciate you sticking to the end. If you haven't already, please remember to give me those thumbs up. Make those comments down below. And type this if you want. And until the next time, have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day and happy hunting.